Hello folks, well it's hotting up here in the southeast of England, so I think I'm going to be getting my telescope out this evening and see what I can get. My name's John and I make videos on camping, astronomy and walking. If you like what you see in this video then please check my channel out, as there may be others that interest you there, but in the meantime let's crack on with today's video. So I don't normally pick a star as the target for my astrophotography. Typically stars just come out as pinpricks of light or blobs of light and aren't particularly interesting in their own right, and the only reason for taking a photograph of them is usually for me just to check the focus on my camera before I slew to my proper target. Having said all of that, there's a handful of stars between 5 and 10 that have such amazing backdrops to them that it's worth actually targeting that star and taking a photograph. And that's what I did last night. One such star is the star Sadr in the constellation Cygnus. It's a naked eye visibility star, so it's very easy to find and has got the most amazing backdrop because the Milky Way basically is running straight through this constellation. So that's what I did last night. The skies are really light at the moment. It's getting close to the longest day and the shortest night, which means that I was limiting my exposure time and limiting my ISO settings in order to avoid blowing out the photograph. But in order to take this picture I used the Star Adventurer setup, which I'll show you in a moment, because it's very fast, easy and simple to set up. So yeah, let's just have a little look at the rig now. So this is the Star Adventurer Pro pack, which has a counterbalancing arm with weights on it that enables me to fit a small telescope and still remain balanced. In my case it's the Altair Astro Starwave 70 ED refractor, and I took the photographs with a Canon 800D SLR, which I've had astro modified, and I reckon that this kit is about the weight limit for my Star Adventurer. Eventually it started to get dark and I could press on with the evening's work. So in the end I settled on 25-second long exposures. I found I was started off on 45 seconds and I was getting a bit of star trailing, and there's probably two reasons for that. The first is my polar alignment was only approximate and it should have been a lot better, and secondly I think the telescope and the camera are pushing the Star Adventurer to its sort of limits, if you like. I wouldn't like to put a bigger telescope on there. But I found anyway that I could consistently get 25-second exposures without star trailing, so that's what I settled on. That enabled me to put a slightly higher ISO value in. I ended up with ISO 1600. I was expecting to have to use 800 or even 400 with the longer exposures, but the short exposures meant I could go to ISO 1600 without making the sky too light basically. So in the end I was out till about 1:30. I think I got to bed about 2, which wasn't great for me because I like my bed, but it was a nice evening, so I really enjoyed myself. And I've processed the picture, and yeah, I'm rarely am I sort of shocked at the results that I get, but I was really quite blown away by the results that I got for this. As I mentioned earlier, the star Sadr sits in the constellation Cygnus, which runs directly along the Milky Way, and there was so much nebulosity and gas in this photograph, I just couldn't believe it. Part of the reason for that probably is the camera that I'm using. I had Astro modified a few months ago to be particularly sensitive to hydrogen alpha type emissions, which is what a lot of these nebula actually have. But I just think the whole area is completely chock-a-block full of gas and nebulosity. So even with a standard camera, you'd still get a kind of mind-boggling picture. But yeah, I was really chuffed with it. So yeah, I shall put that up in a moment, and I hope you've enjoyed this video and look forward to seeing you next time. Cheerio.